Welcome to the dark side. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, raise your volume, and close your eyes. The horror awaits. The camera flickered to life, its lens capturing the eerie silhouette of an abandoned farmhouse bathed in cold moonlight. The night air hung thick with an oppressive stillness, the kind that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. Each step the group took disturbed the silence, their breaths visible in the sudden chill that had settled over the place. Ethan's voice broke the quiet, low and steady. All right, everyone. This place, it has a history. People have disappeared here. Strange things happen. Stay sharp. Jacob chuckled nervously, his voice betraying his fear. Are we really sure about this? Last time we almost got locked in. Forever. Samantha, her eyes glued to her notes, whispered, "Locals talk about shadowy figures, about hearing whispers in the wind. Some even say a family vanished here decades ago. No trace, not a single one." A sudden creak echoed from above, sending a cold shiver down their spines. They froze. Their eyes met, uncertainty hanging between them. Michael muttered, checking his equipment. "Great. Just what we need. An old house that groans like it's alive." With no turning back, they moved deeper into the house. The wooden floorboards groaned beneath their weight, protesting every step they took. A sudden coldness enveloped them, and the air grew heavy, suffocating. Ethan's voice was sharp, urgent. "Did you feel that? It just dropped. Temperature's plummeting. Michael, check the EMF reader." Michael pulled the device from his bag, his hands trembling as the screen flickered erratically. The beeping grew rapid, almost frantic. "Whoa," Michael breathed, his voice laced with disbelief. "We've got serious fluctuations here. This thing's going crazy." A faint whisper curled through the air, barely audible, like a distant call. Samantha froze, her flashlight trembling in her grip. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice barely above a breath. Jacob's eyes scanned the darkness, the camera shaking slightly in his hands. "Yeah, but there's nothing here." Suddenly, a door slammed shut upstairs with a force that seemed unnatural. The sound echoed through the house, sharp and menacing. Ethan's voice was low, filled with grim determination. "All right, we check it out. Keep recording, don't stop." They moved up the stairs, the old wood creaking beneath their feet. The hallway above them stretched into complete darkness, the air thick with the stench of neglect, and something older, far darker. Ethan hesitated for only a moment before pushing open the nearest door. Inside, the room was dim, cast in shadows, and there, in the center of the room, a rocking chair swayed gently, though no one was sitting in it. The camera's lens distorted, flickering as something, some shape, darted across the wall. Samantha gasped, her breath catching in her throat. "Oh my God! There's something in here with us! We're not alone!" The whispers began again, faint at first, like a breeze through cracked windows. But they grew louder, overlapping, calling out to them, mocking them, each voice a beckoning pull. "We need to go, now," Ethan snapped, his voice cold and commanding. But as they turned to leave, the door slammed shut with a deafening crash. The world outside vanished in an instant, and they were trapped in darkness. Jacob yanked at the door handle, his panic rising. "It won't open. It's locked. It's—" His words trailed off as the shrieks began, twisting through the air, guttural and shrill, tearing through the silence like a storm. The rocking chair tipped over violently, crashing to the floor with the sound of thunder. "Ethan, what do we do?" Michael's voice was breaking, his panic unmistakable. Ethan, his hands shaking, reached into his pocket and fumbled for the cross he always carried. He muttered a prayer under his breath, the words almost drowned by the shrieking chaos. The shrieks stopped, sudden, unnatural. Silence fell, thick and suffocating. The door creaked open slowly, as though it was being pulled by invisible hands. The light from the hallway sliced through the darkness. Move! Now! Ethan ordered, his voice strained, each word desperate. They bolted down the stairs, their footsteps wild and disjointed. The camera shook with every frantic step. At the front door, it flung open as if forced by an unseen presence, pushing them out into the cold night air. They spilled into the yard, gasping for breath, their hearts pounding in their chests. The night had never seemed so quiet, so empty, save for the frantic rhythm of their own breathing. As they glanced back one final time, the house stood silent, its windows dark. But in one of those windows, a figure stood watching them, unmoving, its gaze unwavering. Samantha, still shaken, barely whispered, "Tell me we got that on camera." Jacob checked the footage, his voice tight, his hands trembling. "Oh, we got it. We got everything." But as they fled into the night, one thought gnawed at the back of their minds, colder than the night air itself. What if the house hadn't let them escape? What if it had simply sent something with them